Hi, my name's David. I'm here to show you Canada Payroll and Discara People. So let's click on People. Inside here we can update the company name. We can select the country. We can input the address. We can input the city. We can input the province. And we can input the zip code. After that, we can click Next. Inside here we can input the schedule name. We can select the pay period. Is it monthly, weekly, twice per month, or bi-weekly? After that, we can select the work week, the payday, and your first pay date. So for example, 31st of this month. Then we can click Next. Inside here we can add in an employee, so we can put in the name. We can put in the email address. We can input the contact. We can input the basic salary. And we can select, is it per month, per year, or per hour? We can also add other employees, but I recommend to use our import option, as if you have a lot of employees, it contains also the compliance information as well. So you're able to upload all that at one go. Then after that, you can click Finish. Thank you. Sit back and relax while we set up your organization. Now the company's been created. Next, let's go to Settings, and let's click on Company Settings. Inside here, we can update the company name. We can type in the legal entity name. We can type in the registration number for the business. We can put in the company email address. We can update the company address, and we can say this is the work location. After that, we can click Update. The company address has been updated. So if we go back to Settings, Company Settings, we should see all the information updated. Next, let's click on Tax Details. Inside here, you can input your CRA payroll number, your RP number, your T4 transmitter number, your social insurance number, and you can select the company type. Are you a sole proprietor, partnership, or limited liability company, small business corporation, corporation, one or more shareholders, non-profit organization, limited liability, or other? Let's select small business corporation, for example, and then let's click Save. Now the information has been saved. Next, let's go to Employee, Employee List, and inside here I can see my employee name, employee ID, basic salary, next pay date, and status. If I wish to import my employees, I can click Import Employee. And if I want to click on the three dots, I can edit, delete, or terminate employee. I can also click Add Employee here. So let's edit John Williams. Inside here we can put in his designation, his date of birth, his date of joining, his contact details. We can select his employee type. Is he full-time, part-time, casual? We can determine is it per month, per year, or per hour. We can select the payment method, direct deposit, cash, or check. We can click Next. Inside here we can add any fixed components, do a salary advance, input any variables, and then we can click Next. Inside here we can input the social insurance number. We can select the country of permanent residence. We can input the federal TD1 amount, any additional tax amount that you want to deduct from each paycheck, and under provincial selection, you can input the provincial tax. After all that's done, you can click Save. And your employee's been updated. Next, we can click Import Employee, and we can download the sample file. Now we're inside the employee template. Inside here, you can input the first name, last name, the email, designation, date of birth, gender, date of joining, confirmation, and their address. You can also input their basic salary, their period, is it per month, per year, per hour, their payment method, is it cash, direct deposit, is it check, their account type, SWIFT code, or account number. So for example, direct deposit, you have to put in the account type, SWIFT code, routing or account number. If you are using cash, you can leave it blank. If you're using check, you have to put the account number in. You can also input the social insurance number, country of permanent resident, federal TD1 amount, additional tax amount that you would want to deduct from each paycheck, provincial tax, Canadian pension plan, employee insurance. After you fill in all this information, you can click Save, and then you can import it. Now you can just take your file and just drag and drop it into here, or you can click Browse, select the file, and click Open. And then you can attach it here as well. If you have your own employee document, you don't need to use our template. Just make sure it's CSV or XLSX file, and just drag and drop or browse and open it into here. After that, click Next. Inside here, I can see my Discara header and my import field headers. I can check and make sure they all map. Now, if you're using your own template, they may not all map. If that's the case, you can click here and select which column it should be linked to. Now, if everything looks good, you can click Next. Then I can check first name, last name, email, designation, make sure everything looks correct. If everything looks correct, I can click Submit. If not, I can change it directly on the screen. Then you can click Submit. After that, I can see all the employees added. Next, let's go to Components. Inside here, we can add a component. We can add a component like bonus. And then we can select the component type. Is it a deduction or an earning? Is it fixed or is it a variable? And is it based upon percentage of your basic salary, amount per day of the days worked, or a percentage on a specific component? Then I can put the percentage in here. I can also go to frequency and determine is it every pay run, monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Next, let's go to pay schedule. Let's add a pay schedule. So for example, if I want more than one pay schedule, I want another one, for example, weekly, I can select here, monthly, weekly, twice per month, or bi-weekly. I can select the work week, so I can change it to however I'd like. I can select the pay date, for example, maybe Friday, and I can select the first pay date, and I can select the work period. So for example, maybe Monday through Friday, and apply it. And I can say which users should this apply to, and then I can save it. So this allows you to create more than one pay schedule. So based on your requirements, you can have as many as you need. Next, let's go to Payroll and click on Payrun. And let's add a pay run. Inside here, let's select the pay schedule. We can select the pay period. We can change the work week. We can change the pay day. We can change the pay date. We can select the work period. Apply, and we can make it applicable to all users, or we can select for a specific user. Then we can click Process. Inside here, you can see your employee, overtime, loss of pay, any additional earnings, your deductions such as your CPP, EI, and federal income tax, and your employer contributions such as CPP and EI, and your net pay. If something does not look correct, you can click on the three dots, and you click Edit or Delete. If everything looks good, you can click Next. Inside here, you can check the information. If everything looks good, you can click Process Payroll. To ensure accuracy, please review your payroll numbers and make sure they are 100% correct. Do you wish to continue to process payroll? Yes. So if everything looks good, click Yes. I can click View Summary. Make sure everything looks good. If everything looks good, I can click Finish. And my payroll's been processed. If I want to click on the eye icon, I can see the summary again. I can also go to Employee, click on Employee List, click on my employee, and I can click here to download the payslip. I can check and look and make sure everything looks correct. And that was a quick look at Canada Payroll and Discara People.